$20 game deals on the PlayStation Store January sale. These are all games around the $20 price point. We're doing videos about every single price point of games, so if you have $10 to spend, $20 to spend, $5 to spend, you'll be able to watch one of these and hopefully find a game that I can recommend to you. There are so many games at the $20 price point that we are going to have to quick fire through these. Now, let's look at the first one. Okay, cutting in here just before the video starts because there was too many games. This is Josh from the end of the video. You can see by the sweat. I'm going to split this into two parts because there's too many games in here. That idiot who introed the video had like 25 games and it's too long, so we're doing two parts. This is part one. Enjoy part one. Before we start, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me, helping me grow the channel so I can continue making awesome content for you guys. Okay, first game off the rank is Tomb Raider Definitive Collector's Survivor Bundle Edition. It comes with all three Tomb Raider games, which is an amazing deal for 20 bucks. This is the three new Tomb Raider games in this trilogy. The one that came out on the PS3 and the 360, and then the two that came out on the PS4 and the Xbox Series consoles. If you enjoy third-person action games or Uncharted, for that matter, then these are great. This Tomb Raider trilogy is actually based on Uncharted, and for this price point, it's really good. Normally, they're about 10 bucks each. I think like $7.99 maybe each. The first one like $3. So for 20, you're getting a really good deal here. Okay, something kind of left field, and I think I've talked about it in another video about Samurai Jack Battle Through Time. This is a game that is slept on because it is a licensed game, but it's a good licensed game, like one that came out recently. It came out at the end of 2020. It's a third-person action game based on the Samurai Jack franchise. You play through the Samurai Jack storyline very loosely. There's cameos and things there and things are mixed up, but it's a really good third-person action game. Actually gets tough as nails in some of the more difficult sections of the game, and it's got some Soulsy elements in there as well. So if you're a Dark Souls fan, this could be one to go and check out. Art style is really cool. The theming is really cool. The story is really good as well to it. Never thought I'd be recommending a Samurai Jack game on this channel, but it's actually really, really fun. Okay, a little bit cheaper, Borderlands 3, $14.99. This one here, again, I still think Borderlands 3 is coming to PlayStation Plus at some point. I would have definitely pegged it to have came last year. I think it's going to come in 2021, but it's not here yet, so until then, Borderlands 3 is 15 bucks. Good price for this one if you like Borderlands. Obviously, like the first-person RPG style games. If you're into those two things, this is a good option for you to check out. It's a looter shooter, which is a term that is so frustrating, but it's basically like Destiny or The Division in terms of having like a live gun economy, I suppose you would call it, to go and collect weapons and things like that. Sorry, I'm going through these quickly, guys. I know I am. You just got to keep going. There's a lot of games to get through here. If you're enjoying the video, though, make sure you hit the subscribe button. All right, Watch Dogs Legion for 15 bucks. I think this is okay. It's not the best game in the world. It's a pretty rough game, let's be honest. And it's the worst Watch Dogs game in the entire series. But for 15 bucks, you're getting a really... It is a competently made third-person action game. If you enjoy Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs is basically like a futuristic version of Assassin's Creed. It's not a bad series. You get two versions of the game for this price, PS4 and PS5, so obviously 2 platinum trophies with that too for trophy hunters, so, you know, ticking a couple of boxes there. All right, Hades. Everyone has heard of what Hades is at this point. Hades is a roguelike style game that came out in 2020 and won a bunch of awards through that year. It was an incredibly popular game through 2020. Now Hades is great, right? Hades as a game has definitely proven itself in being competent. The problem I have with Hades is that it is not for everybody, and I just want to make that really clear. It's a great game, and I do recommend checking it out if you're into those kind of roguelike games, but if you're not, you're probably not going to have a good time with it. I had a friend who picked this game up because he said it won tons of awards and it was one of the game of the years for 2020. He played it. He absolutely hated it. So I just want to make sure that's really clear for people so they understand what it is going into it and just not to subvert expectations. If you don't enjoy roguelike games, you're not suddenly going to enjoy this game just because it was game of the year. So not knocking Hades or anything like that, just clarifying, because yeah, I feel like someone in the comment section is going to be upset with me for that, but hey, that's what it is. Hunt Showdown, $15.99, fantastic game here, my favorite game of 2020, and a game I play regularly in 2021 as well. An isometric multiplayer game where someone is hunting someone who is hunting you probably heard me harp on about it about a million times. I'm not going to do it again, but it is a fantastic game. I love it. Go and check it out. Okay, this is a game that I actually picked up in the sale, Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. It had monkeys on the picture. I was like, all right, I'm sold on this. It's a survival game where you play as monkeys and evolve through monkeydom as you start off as a very basic monkey and you become a monkey who can kill things. I don't have too much more to say about this because I haven't played it yet, but I have picked it up and I will be playing, and I'm very excited to check this one out. I've been waiting for this one to get discounted for quite a while now, so it's awesome to see it finally hit a pretty decent price point. Okay, Hired Gun is another game that came out this year, which is why it's kind of a big deal that it's discounted again. It was included in a discount last month as well. Still, Relevant that it is discounted so quickly after launch though. This is a AA game by a AA publisher, but it's a first-person action game, and it reminds me a ton of a game like Doom or a game like Agony, which I think was another AA game that no one has probably heard of before. You play in this first-person mode as this bounty hunter. It looks amazing, and the game is great for being a AA published and developed game as well. A Focus Home Entertainment game, which they're a silent fan of mine. I like Focus Home Entertainment. They do some good stuff, given where they sit in the hierarchy of publishers. I should mention as well, this one is based on the Warhammer 40k franchise, although I don't know anything about that franchise, and the game still was good for me too. But it is based on that, even though it's not like displayed anywhere. Okay, a couple of my personal favorite games from the PlayStation 3 are Bayonetta and Vanquish, both absolutely fantastic action games from the PlayStation 3 era. Bayonetta is basically like Devil May Cry, third-person, fast-paced action game with really stylish combos, focus on kinetic gameplay, making sure you don't stop, you're moving constantly and working really quickly to build up combos and things like that. Really, really solid game like that. It's basically Devil May Cry, but with a female protagonist. And Vanquish is a third-person, it's a cover shooter, but it has this really cool jetpack and slide mechanic in the game as well. Both of these games for $17.99 is a fantastic steal. Two games that probably went under most people's radar when they came out in the PS3 because they weren't very popular back then, but given the revisionist history on these games, I think they're worth your time, worth checking out now. They're older, they have been remastered to a degree, but they're both great. You get 2 games here as well, which is a pretty decent deal. You need to have a Sony game in here, so Medieval is in here as well for 15 bucks. A really good remaster of the classic mascot platformer game Medieval. I'm sure you've probably heard of it before, even if you haven't played it, but it's basically a third-person hack and slash adventure mascot platformer style game. You play as a character named Sir Daniel Fortescue, who is a skeleton, and you have to go and destroy a bunch of stuff, solve some puzzles. It's fun. It's not scary if you're adverse to spooky games. It's not a spooky game. It's just a fun little. It's a children's game, but it's fun. It's a good game. Another children's game is Ty the Tasmanian Tiger HD. This was a game that came on the PS2, I guess, to compete with the likes of Sly and Ratchet and Jack with this dingo. He's not a dingo. He's probably a Tasmanian tiger, as the name would suggest. I actually played this when it came out in 2020 as well, and it is really faithful to the original. If you played the original game back in like 2005, like I did when I was a kid, you'll enjoy this. It's not probably as good as the Sony platformers of the time, like Ratchet, Jack, and Slide, but it's the next rung down from those, and I would say it's pretty competent. Semi-open worlds, lots of platforming, lots of destroying enemies and killing things and things like that, but all in a family-friendly environment as a Tasmanian tiger. Also, it's set in Australia, and no games are set in Australia, and there's tons of really almost borderline offensive Australian stereotypes in this game. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, it's worth it for that alone. Ice Age Scrat's Nutty Adventure. $13.99, not a bad game here. Trophy Hunters, this is an easy platinum trophy to get, so you can go ahead and do that, but it's actually a really decent like third-person mascot platformer as well. It's weird because it's set on Ice Age, which is a licensed property, and it came out in 2019 when no Ice Age movie came out, so I don't know why they made this. It wasn't to tie into an Ice Age property or anything. It just came out for no apparent reason, which is incredibly unusual. Hats off for doing it. It's a good property to be doing a third-person mascot platformer on. It's just really bizarre that they did it. I don't know why they did it. So I enjoyed this game, but I do enjoy mascot platformers, so keep that in mind if you're going for this one. But I would recommend it. Okay, that's where we're cutting him off. Josh kept talking. We had to cut him off. There was too many, and the video was too long, so it's going to be split into 2 parts. You can see part 2 tomorrow. If you enjoyed this part, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye. Let's see who made the Platinum Trophy Nice List this year. Merry Christmas to all my Patreons and channel members, my favorite people in the world, and thank you so very much for supporting the YouTube channel this month. Each and every one of you guys over here next to me is on my Nice List this year for Christmas, so thank you very much for supporting the Platinum Trophy and keeping the YouTube channel's lights on. If you too want to be added to my Nice List, you can do the same thing by joining Patreon in the link in the description down below. $1 honestly helps this channel out enormously. Alternatively, you can join the channel and become a channel member by hitting the join button just below this video. Joining the channel gives you an additional flex because it gives you special emotes to use in chat, it gives you priority during live streams, and it gives you a little platinum trophy symbol next to your name. Thank you everyone for a fantastic 2021, and thank you for all your support in helping me keep this YouTube channel going. I cannot wait for 2022.